Take a seat, folks, because I've got a story that'll make you think. Here in the Readers in the Sky, we usually don't associate the word hate with our loved ones, especially not with our own children. But you know, in any deeply bonded relationship, strong emotions, including hate, can rear their heads. So here we are in our lounge, diving into a tale where hate takes center stage. Imagine this, a daughter blocking her own father from attending her wedding. Talk about a twist of emotions. I recently went through something similar with my own daughter, Eva. She's 27, and she shut me out of her big day, a day I was sponsoring as a wedding gift. Now, Eva wasn't the easiest child to raise. We had our fair share of nightmares. But when she shared her wedding plans, I was genuinely happy that she found someone to settle down with. Now, here's the kicker. Eva and her fiancé were struggling financially to put together a decent wedding. Being the supportive dad, I chipped in to help. And what do I get in return? Blocked from attending the very event I was paying for. It's heart-wrenching, let me tell you. A few days back, I tried to add my brother to the guest list, and the wedding planner told me it was full. I insisted on seeing the complete list to see if we could work something out. Turns out, Eva had instructed him not to share the guest list with anyone. I reminded the planner that I'm her dad, the one footing the bill for this whole shindig, and they should comply with me. After a bit of hesitation, he shared the list. Imagine my shock when I found out that my wife and I were not on it. I called the planner again, thinking there must be a mistake. He revealed that they were explicitly told not to include our names by Eva. It didn't stop there. Security was instructed to block us from the celebration. Can you believe that? Family, love. And now, this unexpected turn. Life sure knows how to throw a curveball. Imagine this gut-wrenching situation. Your own daughter, fueled by what seems like deep-rooted hate, blocking you from attending her wedding. It's a pain I never thought I'd experience. I knew there were issues between us, but to be barred from such a significant moment was a whole new level. In a fit of rage, I called her, but her phone was on voicemail. That day happened to be her bachelorette party. I left a voicemail urging her to call me back, but she didn't respond that day or the next. Frustrated and hurt, I decided to confront her just a day before the wedding. She lived with her fiancé, and when I arrived, she claimed she was too busy with wedding preparations to meet me. The wedding planner had spilled the beans about me knowing about the guest list issue, which, apparently, was why she was avoiding me. I sought answers, but her attitude only fueled my anger. I confronted her about being blocked from the wedding, and her response was callous. She said it saved me time and energy. She even nonchalantly mentioned sending wedding photos if she found the time. I couldn't believe the lack of remorse or apology. Her cruelty brought me to tears, and I asked her what I had done to deserve this treatment. Her accusations flew, claiming I always favored my second wife over her. She wanted unconditional defense, even when she mistreated others. I reminded her of the times I protected her from serious trouble, from school incidents to college admissions, but she remained ungrateful, seeing me sobbing. She accused me of spreading negativity, and insisted I leave, dismissing my emotional turmoil. Returning home, broken, I poured my heart out to my wife Mercy, my second wife, and Ava's stepmom, Marcy. Usually kind-hearted, surprised me by encouraging me to take action against Ava. She saw that enough was enough, and we couldn't let Ava feel entitled to hurt us. It was a turning point in our relationship with Ava, who had been living off my support until just a year ago. Life can throw some heavy punches, but it's how we counter them that defines us. When my daughter finally landed a decent job to cover her bills, it hit me hard that she had no savings for her wedding. I reached a breaking point and decided to teach her a lesson. I canceled all the wedding arrangements, barely recovering any money from the advance payments. The venue got axed, and I contemplated canceling the wedding planner, but that might tip Ava off, so I held back. The plan was to shake up her big day. She had her dress, so I let her keep that. Despite feeling guilty, I realized I had already done enough for her. If she could cut me off from her wedding without remorse, why should I feel guilty? On the day of the wedding, chaos ensued when the security denied entry to the planners, decorators, and caterers, leading to a showdown with the cancellation email. The wedding planner called me for the remaining payment, but I shrugged it off, stating it was no longer my business. They had to catch Ava, who had a scuffle with venue guards. Narrowly avoiding arrest for trespassing, she tried reaching out, but I had blocked her number. When she showed up at my house, I had removed her access for my peace of mind. It was time for her to face the consequences of her actions. She wasn't a kid to be forgiven repeatedly. Ava's preference for a friend-only wedding spared me from answering family questions. My parents weren't thrilled with my actions, emphasizing we shouldn't be ruthless to our children. But I argued that Ava brought it on herself with a lifetime of cruelty. Despite putting on a brave face, guilt lingers for stopping my daughter's wedding. I'm here penning this down to unburden my heart. It's true, she needed to face the consequences. People supported my actions, understanding that I don't owe her anything. It's natural to feel guilty. She's my flesh and blood. Parents must teach lessons. And it was about time she paid for her mistakes. For those curious about the background, my second wife, Mercy, is 45, and Ava is my daughter from my first marriage. Ava's mother left us when she was 7, and I got custody. Mercy and I faced Ava's resentment since she was 13, especially directed at Mercy. Despite Mercy's reassurance as a teacher and counselor, Ava's hatred persisted. She hoped Ava would understand that I parented her alone for 5 years after her mother left. But Ava's resentment continued. Ava's gratitude was nowhere in sight. Instead, she harbored hate towards me and Mercy. The situation worsened after I sent her to live with my sister, hoping her daughter's company would provide some solace, initially smooth. Within a year, my sister gave up on Ava. Their constant fights jeopardized her daughter's grades, prompting me to bring Ava back. During school vacations, she stayed with my parents, refusing to return home. Her refusal led me to arrange a carpooling service, ensuring she got to school comfortably. Things seemed okay until her high school results revealed a dismal performance. It turned out she had fallen into the wrong crowd, involving pills and a troublesome boyfriend. She chose to live with my parents, sneaking out in the evenings and engaging in reckless behavior. When she repeated her final year of high school, getting her through college became another nightmare. Despite her poor grades and troublesome attitude, my contacts helped secure her a seat at a decent college. There, she once again immersed herself in a troublesome circle, leading to a stint in rehab. At 25, she graduated, only to relapse the following year, requiring another period of rehabilitation. Calling her a pain in the butt wouldn't be an exaggeration. She consistently troubled, embarrassed, and made my life miserable. Fortunately, I found an understanding and supportive wife in Mercy. She, despite her traumatic childhood as an immigrant from the Middle East, built a successful life, holding a master's degree and a high-paying teaching job. Yet, Ava labeled her a gold digger. Ava's argument was rooted in the fact that Mercy married me, a single dad 12 years her senior, for money. I run a flourishing export business with generational wealth, and Ava couldn't fathom Mercy's self-made success. She accused my parents of being hands and gloves with me, blaming them for the high school drug incident. However, they had tried their best to protect her. Despite Ava's attempts to reach out after the canceled wedding, I had blocked all avenues. My parents' offer to pay for her wedding was rejected, and Ava severed ties with them, holding them responsible for past grievances. It's a tangled web of family dynamics and misunderstandings that has left me reflecting on how best to navigate these challenging relationships. Discovering Ava's abusive behavior towards her husband, Matt, through her teacher at the gym was a turning point. My parents, initially on Ava's side, changed their stance, acknowledging that I couldn't let her feel entitled to use and hurt us. I maintained no contact with Ava, unaware of her current activities. Recently, my parents visited her 10 days after the supposed wedding. As they haven't married yet, I assume they're planning different dates. I took a bold step by blocking the credit card I was paying for, despite anticipating Ava's anger. Learning about her mistreatment of my parents eliminated any remaining guilt. Ava's separation from Matt brought unexpected developments. Matt, wanting to meet me, raised hopes of reconciliation, only to inform me they were separated due to Ava's abusive behavior. He apologized, revealing Ava's psychological issues and manipulation against our family. Despite my understanding, he sought one last favor, to reach out to Ava for support. Upon meeting Ava, she unleashed anger and blame on me and Mercy. Apologies followed to calm her down, driven by the desire to help her during a challenging time. However, her explosive reactions and refusal to seek therapy left me uncertain about the right course of action. Despite my efforts, Ava continued to harbor resentment and hatred, making it clear that change wouldn't come easily. Seeking advice from friends, reaching out to Ava's best friend, and encouraging therapy were attempts to help her. Ava's therapy sessions and a recent apology to my parents offer glimpses of progress. Although she still blames me for everything, I've reached a point where I wish her a good life. Even if I'm not part of it, this journey has been emotionally challenging, and the support received is deeply appreciated. The hope is for Ava to find peace and understanding through therapy, ultimately leading to a healthier and happier life. The complexities of parent-child relationships, especially when filled with resentment, highlight the need for empathy, patience, and a commitment to understanding each other. I had secretly hoped that the meeting with Matt would serve as an opportunity to reconcile with Ava. Believing she might be hesitant to face me, I went into it with optimism, fueled by the inherent desire of a father to mend relationships. Unfortunately, my hopes were dashed as I discovered Matt alone, unaware of Ava's whereabouts. My heart sank as I questioned if something had happened to her. To my surprise, Matt shared the troubling details of Ava's marriage, citing her anger issues, destructive behavior, and manipulation. He endured her abusive tendencies until the situation became unbearable, leading to their separation. According to Matt, Ava exhibited psychological problems, blaming others for inconveniences and constantly engaging in conflicts. Despite them relocating for better opportunities, Ava resented him for taking her away from her hometown, showcasing her perpetual anger. In our conversation, Matt expressed remorse for not intervening earlier, acknowledging that Ava had manipulated him against our family. I reassured him that the blame lay primarily with Ava, and to some extent, perhaps with my own challenges in raising her. Recognizing the complexity of the situation, I apologized to Matt for the difficulties he faced with Ava. As the conversation unfolded, Matt sought one last favor. He explained that Ava, in the midst of her distress, was pleading for him to take her back. Despite his acknowledgement of falling out of love due to her abusive behavior, he expressed concern for her well-being and requested my support for her during these challenging times. While I wished to assist, Ava's resistance to contact remained a significant hurdle. This encounter underscored the intricacies of Ava's struggles and the impact they had on those around her. It left me reflecting on the challenges of parenthood and the delicate balance between providing support and acknowledging personal limitations in influencing the choices of an adult child. Ava, devastated by the separation, pleaded with her husband to take her back. Despite the history of abuse, he harbored good wishes for her and sought my assistance in reaching out to support her during tough times. Aware that Ava had lost friends due to her temper, he emphasized the need for her to have a stable support system. The suggestion of therapy arose, but Ava resisted any attempts at intervention. Feeling compelled to help, I went to meet Ava, anticipating a challenging encounter. Despite showing up alone to spare others from Ava's wrath, I offered apologies and understanding in the midst of her turmoil. I encouraged her to consider therapy before delving into past grievances, but she resisted, expressing strong resentment toward my wife, Mercy. Ava's emotions ran high as she revealed her embarrassment about introducing Mercy as her stepmother. She blamed me for her miseries and expelled us from her house. While uncertain about the right course of action, I recognize the challenge of facilitating change when individuals are resistant to help. In a subsequent update, I shared my struggles and sought solace in the online community. Mercy suggested involving Ava's best friend from school, now living in South Africa. Connecting with her, I urged her to reach out to Ava, considering their history of an amicable relationship. Fortunately, Ava agreed to therapy, offering a glimmer of hope in a recent development. Ava apologized to my parents for her past behavior during a therapy session. However, her resentment toward me persisted. Despite the challenges, I no longer harbored resentment, helping for Ava to find peace and stability in her life. Acknowledging the emotional toll this journey took on me, I expressed gratitude for the online community's support. The complexities of parenthood and navigating a strained relationship with a child who harbors deep-seated resentment were evident. I emphasized the importance of Ava learning to stand on her own while expressing understanding for her tumultuous feelings. Hey, folks, I want to express my sincere gratitude for taking the time to watch our channel. Readers on the Sky, it's amazing to have you here, and we're excited to share more fascinating Reddit stories with all of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to join our community. That way, you won't miss out on the upcoming gripping stories, engaging discussions, and fun moments we have in store for our future videos. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and keep enjoying the captivating stories on Readers on the Sky. We look forward to having you on more narrative adventures. See you soon, and thanks again for the incredible support.